Behind that black and white fin cutting through the waves is an intelligence that even humans have to respect. Frame by frame, this film brings you face to face with killer whales, letting you witness the most intense, brutal, and mysterious moments of the ocean's true apex predators. Seals are marine mammals with round, plump bodies and a thick layer of blubber that keeps them warm. Strong swimmers and divers that are often seen resting on ice or sandy beaches to sunbathe, breathe, and keep an eye on their surroundings. They're curious, agile, and able to dive deep to hunt fish and squid before quickly shooting back up to the surface for air. But in the ocean food chain, seals are also one of the favorite prey of killer whales. Often, while a seal is lying still on a chunk of ice or swimming near the surface, a pod of orcas suddenly appears, working together to knock the ice apart or separate the seal from the group. In that moment, the seal has to use every bit of its swimming and diving ability, twisting and turning non-stop to escape this fast, powerful, and highly intelligent predator. On a frigid coastline, a herd of seals packs together on the damp sand, basking in the sun and resting after an exhausting hunt. Suddenly, the water near the shore ripples hard as a pod of killer whales moves in. Within seconds, one orca surges straight onto the beach, sliding half its body out of the water to snatch a seal. The whole group panics and scrambles to escape, but the orca still manages to grab one before the waves pull it back out to sea. This swift and brutal hunt lays bare the killer whale's remarkable intelligence and formidable power. Out in the vast open ocean, a group of seals is busy hunting fish, constantly diving and resurfacing among the rolling waves. Suddenly, the water in the distance ripples hard. The killer whales have arrived. The calm vanishes instantly, replaced by a tense, all-out chase. The orca pod quickly splits the seals apart and launches a coordinated attack in formation. Then seal is forced into the center, tossed clear out of the water, then dragged down into the icy depths. On a cold, wind-swept shore, a group of seals lies packed together on the sand, sunbathing and resting after a long swim. Suddenly, the water near the beach erupts as a killer whale charges in at high speed. In just a split second, it singles out one seal from the group, dragging its prey away before slamming it hard with its snout, tossing the victim high into the air amid a burst of white foam. Badly injured and quickly exhausted, the seal soon becomes a full meal for one of the ocean's top predators. Off the coast of Victoria, British Columbia, on a glass, calm sea, a lone killer whale silently tracks its prey. The enormous impact hurls the seal nearly 25 meters out of the water, creating a scene that's both spectacular and chilling in the middle of the open ocean. The salmon-gill shark is one of the most ancient shark species still alive today, easy to recognize by the 7 gill slits running down each side of its head instead of the usual 5 found in most other sharks. Its body is large and powerfully built, living close to the bottom along coastal waters and continental shelves, where it hunts fish, rays, and will even go after bigger prey when it moves in groups. But even this terror of the sea can suddenly become the underdog when it crosses paths with killer whales. Using sharp intelligence and tightly coordinated hunting tactics, a pod of orcas can press a saving-gill shark from multiple directions, forcing it to spin, thrash, and search for any chance to dive to the seafloor or slip into dark, rocky areas to escape. In confrontations like these, the seven-gill shark is rarely the one in control. Its brute strength and rows of sharp teeth seem small next to the organization and overwhelming force of the ocean's black and white assassins. Beneath the deep blue water, the shadows of a pod of killer whales silently close in on a seven-gill shark cruising along the seafloor. They coordinate attacks from multiple directions, using strength and strategy to drive their prey straight into a trap. With just a few precise strikes, the seven-gill shark has almost no chance to fight back, its body badly wounded and quickly turning into a meal on the ocean floor. Using the same tactics, killer whales are sometimes confident enough to take on even more notorious predators, like great white sharks. Far offshore, the sea boils with waves as a pod of killer whales drives a seven-gill shark up toward the surface. Black and white bodies rocket past, taking turns cutting it off, hammering its gills and belly until the shark is in agony and unable to fight back. It thrashes hard and lunges with its rows of sharp teeth in a desperate counterattack, but it's quickly torn apart and turned into a meal for some of the ocean's smartest assassins. In the vast blue depths, the sperm whale, the gentle giant of the ocean, moves silently through the darkest waters on Earth. With a massive head that can unleash sounds as powerful as thunder, it communicates and hunts where no light can reach. Yet even in these depths, danger lurks. When a pod of killer whales appears, a battle of intelligence and strength begins. Thunderous collisions echo through the darkness as the sperm whales form a protective circle around their young, creating a living fortress against the ocean's most formidable hunters. Across the endless sea, killer whales surge forward in flawless hunting formation. In the distance, a sperm whale rises from the depths, carrying with it the ancient power of the ocean. When these ocean giants meet, the surface trembles and the crashing waves echo with the calls from the deep. This is not merely a battle for survival, it is a clash of intelligence, strategy, and the ultimate power of the sea. Across the vast open sea, a pod of killer whales glides like black arrows launched into a battle for life and death. Before them looms the mighty sperm whale, ruler of the deep. Amid roaring waves and surging white foam, the orcas strike in unison, circling their massive prey with chilling precision and strategy. The ocean erupts in fury as the smartest hunters on the planet challenge the giant of the deep. In the depths of the open ocean, sperm whales move quietly through dark layers of water where sunlight barely reaches. From their massive heads, they send out deep, pulsing sounds to locate prey and communicate with one another. But even at these depths, danger is never far away. When a pod of killer whales arrives and the water above begins to stir, the confrontation starts almost instantly. In the dim water, heavy impacts echo all around, and the sperm whales quickly tighten into a circle, using their huge bodies to form a living shield around their young against one of the most fearsome predators in the sea. Out in the open ocean, a pod of killer whales surges forward in a tight hunting formation, each powerful tail stroke showing off their strength and perfectly synchronized teamwork. From the deep, a massive sperm whale breaks the surface, still carrying that unmistakable calm and regal presence. When these two top predators finally meet, the sea instantly turns violent. Waves explode into froth and the roar of the water mixes with the deep calls of the sperm whale, echoing like an answer from the heart of the ocean. Out in the open ocean, a pod of killer whales slices through the water like black arrows skimming across the surface. Up ahead, a massive sperm whale rises from the depths, a towering display of power from one of the ocean's top predators. Amid crashing waves and flying spray, the orcas begin to move in a wide circle, coordinating a clear and deliberate strategy to surround their target. In the churning water between them, strength and intelligence collide, creating a tense standoff where it's still impossible to tell which side will come out on top. Elephant seals are the largest of all seals, with adult males weighing several tons and sporting a swollen trunk-like nose. They live in cold ocean waters, often hauling out onto ice or diving deep below the surface to hunt fish and squid. Even with their massive size and strength, elephant seals are still prime targets for killer whales. When chased, they'll try to rush toward shore or dive steeply into the depths to escape, setting off some incredibly intense chases. For elephant seals, life is a constant cycle of hunting, resting, and fighting to survive in a harsh and unforgiving ocean. In the frigid sea, the surface slowly stains red as a brutal hunt unfolds. A female elephant seal thrashes in desperation, trapped in the tightening ring of a killer whale pod. The predators close in at high speed, their powerful jaws locking tight around their prey. Sprays of foam shoot into the air, mixing with the color of blood, while the cries of the elephant seal blend with the crashing waves in a scene of tension and heartbreak. In a matter of moments, the ocean's quiet is shattered, replaced by the harsh reality of the battle for survival out at sea. Out in the open waters of Monterey Bay, the surface suddenly erupts when a pod of killer whales appears. They move slowly but deliberately, bold black and white patterns breaking through the waves. Not far away, a lone elephant seal is swimming after a hunting trip. Sensing an opportunity, the killer whales surge forward, holding formation as they close in around their target. Water sprays into the air as they strike with powerful, precise bites, giving the elephant seal no chance to escape. In just a few minutes, the ocean falls calm again, with only a few fading ripples hinting at the overwhelming power of these top predators. Along the shoreline, a herd of elephant seals lounges and forages near the water's edge when a pod of killer whales moves in. They quickly surge forward, working in perfect sync as they drive straight into the heart of the crowded haul-out. In just a few minutes, powerful jaws clamp down around their prey, leaving the elephant seals no time to react or escape. The water explodes into foam, with heavy impacts and chaotic cries echoing across the beach. When it finally calms, only long drag marks and deep grooves remain in the sand, a stark reminder of the power and efficiency of these apex predators. The gray whale, the enduring traveler of the ocean, is famous for its migrations spanning thousands of kilometers, from the icy northern waters to warm coastal lagoons where it gives birth. With its massive body, thick, rough skin, and gentle nature, the gray whale often glides quietly through the open sea, like a calm, giant shadow. Yet that journey is not always peaceful. Along their migration route, they are sometimes ambushed by pods of killer whales. On the churning ocean surface, the confrontation between the killer whales and the gray whale unfolds with intense drama. The orcas close in repeatedly, attempting to strike the gray whale calf, while the mother turns her body to shield it, beating her tail powerfully to push the predators back. White foam bursts across the water, each collision carrying tremendous force. A fierce showdown between protective instinct and the cunning hunting strategy of the ocean. On the stormy ocean surface, the encounter between the pod of killer whales and the gray whale unfolds with gripping intensity. The orcas close in relentlessly, launching unyielding attacks on their opponent. The gray whale twists and rolls beneath the water, desperately trying to break free from the fierce onslaught of the killer whales. Each powerful rotation sends waves surging outward, a desperate effort to protect itself and maintain distance from the predators closing in from every direction. Sea otters are clever, quick-witted animals, often seen floating on their backs at the surface, snacking while cradling their pups, or clutching the rocks they use as tools to crack open shells. They live mostly close to shore, diving down to the seafloor to hunt for shellfish, crabs, and snails. Despite their small size and cute appearance, sea otters can still end up on the menu for killer whales. When an orca gives chase, an otter will often sprint toward land, scrambling onto rocks, ice floes, or even climbing aboard human boats to avoid an attack. These high-stakes chases reveal that life for a sea otter isn't just about playful moments in the waves, but also about a constant fight for survival against the giant predators of the open ocean. At the surface, a panicked sea otter sprints through the water toward a small boat, with the black and white shadow of a killer whale closing in right behind it. In a few desperate seconds, the otter scrambles up the side of the boat, drags itself over the edge, and tumbles onto the deck, gasping in terror. The killer whale surfaces right next to the bow, circling and searching, but its chance is already gone. Out on the open ocean, that split-second leap onto the boat is a true close call. A narrow escape from one of the most fearsome predators in the sea. The narwhal is one of the most mysterious and captivating animals in the frigid ocean. Its long spiraled tusk, like the horn of a mythical unicorn, juts from its upper jaw and makes it stand out against the ice-covered surface, like an ancient warrior silently patrolling between drifting floes. Beneath the freezing water, narwhals are not only skillful hunters of fish and squid, but must always stay alert for their most dangerous enemy, the killer whale. At the mere shadow of one of these powerful predators gliding past, the entire pod scatters, rushing to hide beneath thick slabs of ice. The crash of the waves and the sharp blasts of the whale's breath echo through the stillness, a stark reminder that even the unicorns of the deep must constantly struggle to survive. In the icy waters of an Arctic bay, the weak sunlight casts faint streaks of light across the cold, gray sea as a pod of orcas silently closes in on a group of narwhals gathered near the ice edge. In a matter of moments, the hunters launch a calculated attack. They split their formation and move in perfect sync, driving the narwhal pod into the shallows and cutting off every escape route. The sound of churning waves and tails slapping hard against the surface echoes through the freezing air. The chase is over in moments, the orcas quickly gaining the upper hand and taking down their prey, leaving behind only scattered streaks of white foam on the surface and a bone-chilling silence. The narwhal is one of the most mysterious and captivating creatures of the icy northern seas. Its long, spiraled tusk, jutting straight out from the upper jaw, makes it stand out against the ice-covered water, like a silent knight patrolling between drifting floes. Beneath the frigid surface, narwhals are not only skillful hunters of fish and squid, but they must constantly stay alert for their most dangerous enemy, the killer whale. At the mere shadow of this giant predator gliding past, the whole pod scatters, surging toward the safety of thick ice sheets. The urgent slap of waves and the sharp blasts of the whale's breath echo through the stillness, a reminder that even the unicorns of the deep must live in a never-ending struggle to survive. In the frozen reaches of an Arctic bay, the weak sunlight casts faint streaks of light across the gray water. A pod of killer whales silently closes in on a group of narwhals gathered at the edge of the ice, then suddenly fans out in all directions, working together to drive them into the shallows and cut off every escape route. The sea erupts in rolling waves as white foam explodes into the air, and the thunder of tail slaps echoes through the bitter cold. The hunt ends quickly as the orcas bring down their prey, leaving behind only scattered patches of froth and a chilling silence on the water.